So far in this Zoom session, I have been talking about key principles that can really advance you forward in what you do as a person to become the top 10% or the top 1% in your industry, in your country, or why not globally? There is that possibility, and right? And many a times I have taught you guys about the power of intentionally having that mindset and that behavioral setup that your goal is to become a master in what you do. Now, to move forward, I want to share with you guys right now four moments, four moments in your life that if you don't understand what to do with these moments, they can lead to long-term failure. When I discovered this, because I like to research, I like to study and practice things that can advance my life and my destiny so I can manifest at the highest level of my potential and of course that which God called me to do, right? So these are four moments that can lead to long-term failure. Please listen to these moments, make decisions, and come to a point in your life where you have the understanding that you will not play a role in becoming a long-term failure. I always say something funny. I always say that in this life, if I will fail in this life, I will fail at my own terms. I will fail knowing that I worked so hard. I'll fail knowing that I gave my best. I'll fail knowing that I did everything I could do to become a success. And if I end up failing, I'll fail with my head high up. I will not fail in ignorance. I will not allow laziness to make me fail. I will not allow social media to make me fail. I will not allow people to make me fail. I will not allow anything to make me fail. Four moments that can lead to long-term failure in your destiny, in your business, in your career, or in whatever you are doing. Number one, sleeping during planting season. Sleeping during planting season. Every human being has a planting season. Every one of us has a planting season. For some of us, we have missed out on so many planting seasons. Personally, for me, I know a particular planting season that I missed out a couple of years ago, and it's still costing me something till today. And some of you, if you look at your life right now, you will discover that there are certain planting seasons that you missed out on that may be costing you right now. But the good news is you can always have another planting season. You see, this is a season where you're planting ideas, you're planting the vision, you're planting concepts, you are birthing new visions, you're starting projects, you're planting new relationships, you are doing things. Why? Because with that planting season, your future is under serious threats. Anybody who does not have a season or a couple of seasons where you planted intentionally, your future will likely be under uncertainty. And if you will have a better future after listening to me right now, you need to orchestrate a planting season. You get a point? Because you see, with planting season, you select seeds, things like a farmer. You select seeds, you sow them with effort and strategy. Because planting seasons, you are not supposed to be passive with your planting season. It takes effort and strategy to make the best of your planting season. And discipline is required to work consistently despite the challenges during your planting season. Oh, yes, because during your planting season, you will experience challenges, you will experience difficulties, but you need to maintain discipline during your planting season and have the consciousness that I have to pay the price for this planting season so that my harvesting season can manifest at its best. So in this community of kingdom entrepreneurs and professionals, you need to have this mindset. If you have missed out on planting season in the past, maybe you are getting this message right now because you are in another planting season that will literally redefine your next 5 years, your next 10 years, or your next 20 years. You see that? And you see, like the farmer, you have control over your planting season. You see, farmers have more control over the process of choosing the seeds to plant, choosing the soil to plant. You also have that option. The question is, are you choosing the right seeds to plant? Are you preparing your life, your career, your business to plant? Whether we like it or not, success is effort driven, requiring a lot of grit, a lot of focus, a lot of commitment, a lot of resilience. And in this planting season, this becomes the foundation of your achievements tomorrow. You cannot get your highest level of harvest in 2 years from now, in 5 years from now, without paying the highest level of price and sacrifice during your planting season. Do not miss out on those moments where you're supposed to plant. The second moment you must not miss out as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a professional in this community, your growing season. Everybody has a season they have to grow. Do not miss out on your growing season. Many people, as a coach, as somebody who travels and speaks and trains, I have seen people at the age of 40, 50, 60 struggling because they missed out on their growing season. Do not miss out on your growing season. You see, a growing season is that period in your life where you go through things with the purpose of growth. It's that season of your life where you are so intentional with what you are learning because you understand that this is the season where you have to grow so you can manifest your greatest destiny in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months, or in the next couple of years. You see, the quality of your harvest as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a professional, the quality of your harvest will always be determined by your growing season. If you miss out on your growing season, or you are passive on your growing season, it will affect the quality of your harvest. And here's one thing I've learned about the growing season. The length, that is the duration of the growing season, varies from place to place. Understand this. The duration of your growing season varies from place to place. For example, you see, somebody in a rural area, their growing season will be different from somebody in an urban setting. Somebody in Cameroon, their growing season will likely be different from somebody in the United States. So in your growing season, you need to pay the price. You need to study your environment. And that's why for some people, you may need to make a move. I have many mentees I've advised them to move to bigger cities or different locations so they can grow faster. The duration of your growing season will always be affected by your location. Even your relationships, the friends you keep, the people you hang around with. Another thing about your growing season, which is the biggest thing that deceives a lot of people, is that your growing season will always be affected by difficulties and challenges. Your growing season, maybe somebody right now, you're listening to me right now, and you are in your growing season, and you are going through the toughest, most difficult season in your life at the same time. Yes, it's very popular with growing seasons. Many people, majority of the people, give up because of the difficulties that interrupt their growing season. That is why the top is made up of very few people, because at this phase of life, many people give up and they become comfortable. They allow the difficulties and the challenges to stop them from growing. Your growing season will always be interrupted by challenges, by difficulties, by pain, by things that will hurt you. But you need to be discerning enough to understand that in your growing season, growing is the most critical thing for you. Don't be deceived. And the way you are currently growing right now will determine whether your harvest will be certain or uncertain. Hear me very well. The level of certainty you have as far as your harvest is concerned or the level of doubts or uncertainty you have as far as your harvest is concerned is determined by your growing season. So the way you're currently growing right now, the level of sacrifice, the level of hard work, the level of commitment, the level of focus, the level of investment you are putting into your growing season will determine the certainty of your harvest. The same as if you're passive, you're lazy, you are average, you're comfortable, you're complaining, you're murmuring, in your growing season, it will affect the quality of your harvesting season. And the length of your growing season again depends mostly on your willingness to submit to the growing process. In every growing season, there is a growing process. And I can tell you, the growing process is never easy. The growing process is painful, it's challenging, it's difficult. But you see, if you run away from the growing process, your growing season will be very long. But if you submit yourself and go through the growing process, when challenges come, you stay. When difficulties come, you stay. When distractions come, you stay. Whatever comes, you pay the price to go through the growing process. Your growing process will be shorter because you will grow faster. But when you run and you're on and off, many people, their growing process has taken 10 years, some 15 years. Some even, they don't even know when their growing season is going to end because they have not submitted themselves to the growing process. If you are listening to me and you have been running away from your growing process, go back to it and finish, because it is the university that you have to go through to enter your harvesting season. A farmer needs to see their crops growing before they will have the certainty that they will harvest anything. Pay the price for your growing season. The third moment that you need to be careful. This moment is one of those moments that if you miss out on this season, it can cost you long-term failure. I call it sleeping during your harvest season. This may sound funny, but many people sleep during their harvesting season. They plant very well, they pay the price to grow, but they sleep during their harvesting season. They get distracted during their harvesting season. What happens when you miss out your harvest season because of maybe ignorance, because of laziness, because you grew to become very comfortable, or because you follow the wrong company or whatever? What happens? You will always miss out on the reward of your hard work. You see, your harvest season is the time to reap the benefits of your previous efforts during your planting season and your growing season. And because of ignorance, because of negligence for some people, this season means that they will lose the opportunity to enjoy the fruits of their labor. You see, it is like studying for an exam. You study so hard for an examination, but then you do not show up for that examination, right? So it's like there's a story of a guy that I heard about, this story where he was writing the national exams or something, and he studied, and during the time to write, the guy watched a movie and forgot. Or I think he slept off too, you see. So he paid the price to grow, he paid the price to plant, but he missed out on the season to harvest. Be careful about that. And when you miss out on your harvesting season too, it is opportunity wasted. You see, harvest opportunities don't last forever. If you have been a farmer before, I grew up in the village, I grew up in the farm, so harvesting seasons are limited. Harvesting seasons are not long. So if you allow laziness and ignorance and whatever to steal your harvesting seasons from you, it can literally cost you the next 10 years of your life. opportunity wasted. Why? Because harvesting opportunities don't last forever. If you are unaware, if you are inactive during this season, or if you are focusing on the wrong things during this season, these harvesting opportunities will pass you by in your destiny. And most of the times, without a second chance, life moves on very fast. And life can easily leave you behind. You see that? So it is very important. Another thing that can happen when you mess up in your harvesting season is that you empower others at your expense. There's nothing wrong with empowering others, but there's something wrong when you become a failure and others benefit from your hard work because you became stupid or foolish or ignorant, right? Because in a harvesting season, hear me, in a harvesting season, what is left unclaimed is often taken by others. You see, in the spiritual realm, there's no vacancy in the spirit. Same as in the physical realm, there's no vacancy. Anything that is left unclaimed, any opportunity you miss out, somebody will always take it up. So you empower others at your expense. Meanwhile, empowerment is supposed to be that you get empowered and you then empower other people. You see? So those who are awake, those who are alert, those who are serious, those who are focused and committed during the harvesting season capitalize on what the ignorant or the sleeping person neglects during the harvesting season. So in other words, when you plant and you grow, make sure that when it's during your harvesting season, be alert, be awake, be conscious, be committed, be focused, be observant, keep watching, be on guard, and don't miss out on your harvesting season. Capitalize on it. This literally is what great men and women always do. To round up, the fourth moment that you have to make sure you don't miss out on your journey is ignoring moments of opportunities. You see, success in work, success in life, success in business, success in destiny and purpose depends a lot on your ability to spotting and grabbing opportunities as they present themselves. I always say that when God wants to move your life forward, He brings an opportunity. But if you don't have the perception and the understanding and the heart and the mindset to spot the opportunities and execute them, your life can literally be in the same spot for 10 years or 15 years. Because your move to the next level, to the next dimension, depends absolutely on your ability to take advantage of opportunities and utilize them effectively. You see, I always say that it is a skill to sniff out opportunity to the best of your advantage, right? So as I said earlier on, I grew up in the village and I used to do hunting. We had 2 dogs that we used for hunting. And sometimes, many times we just get up in the afternoon or in the evening and say, okay, we're going for hunting. And as we're going out for this hunting, it's not as if we know that there is a particular, wild animal here that we'll just go and get. No, our absolute dependence will be on the dog's abilities to sniff out locations where we'll find rabbits, we'll find all these animals or what they call bushmeats in Cameroon. Will depend on the abilities of the dog to sniff out the locations of these animals so we can hunt them down and of course get them for some bush meat, like we said in Cameroon and in many other African countries, right? So it is a skill. If you will advance in destiny, you need to develop the skill of sniffing out, spotting, and grabbing opportunities and using them to the best of your advantage, right? And successful people look for opportunities while ordinary people find excuses. Where do you fall? Successful people look, spot, and perceive opportunities while ordinary people look for excuses. So, are you spotting opportunities or are you finding excuses? Because one thing that happens when you live with excuses is that you miss out on opportunities in life. You cannot see a person that has a lot of excuses executing a lot of opportunities. Same as you cannot find somebody who is spotting and executing opportunities with a lot of excuses. The two cannot dwell in the same person. That's a fact, right? From my experience of coaching, the two cannot live in the same person. If you show me somebody who is very good at spotting opportunities and executing them, you'll find very minimal level of excuses in that life. Show me somebody who is so good at, finding excuses and giving excuses. I will show you somebody that you will never find opportunities well executed in that life. You see? So you need to be the person that can spot opportunities and execute them. You see? And one thing that is a fact is stagnation and lack of progress will always be found in the life of anyone who is terrible at spotting and executing opportunities. Why? Because in this journey of life, opportunities are stepping stones to the next level. So ignoring opportunities will always keep you stuck in the same place, in the same location, in the same level of life for so long. You cannot move forward in your personal life, in your professional life, in your business life without opportunities. When God wants to change your life, He orchestrates humanity to bring opportunities your way. Don't disappoint God. Make good use of those opportunities. Another thing that happens when you miss out on opportunities is that you lose the potential for transformation. Here's what I mean. Most opportunities have the power to change the course of your life forever. See, there are opportunities that when they enter your life is gone forever. When you miss out on opportunities, you will always miss out on the potential for transformation. So missing out on opportunities means staying in the state of mediocrity instead of realizing your fullest potentials. Because your fullest potentials cannot come to complete manifestation without opportunities. You see? And another challenge with missing an opportunity is that it affects your self-belief. It can literally distort or destroy your self-belief. Because when you repeatedly miss out on opportunities, it can make you begin to feel that you are unlucky and you are incapable. Oh, yes. There are some people right now, if you start talking to them, they'll tell you that, I am so unlucky in life. In the last 10 years, I have not experienced significant growth. Meanwhile, if you do a complete audit of their life in the last 10 years, you will see that the challenge is that opportunities came and they did not have the ability to perceive, understand, spot, and execute those opportunities that will move them forward. Either they were afraid, they were scared, they were comfortable, or they were ignorant, or they were just laissez-faire people. So when you miss out on so many opportunities, your last 10 years, your last 20 years can be so dry, and you begin to feel that you are incapable, you are unlucky, or maybe you came to this world to suffer. Meanwhile, that is not the case. Meanwhile, if you pay a close attention, you will see that you are where you are and you're feeling that way because you are responsible for it. And one thing that happens when you miss out on opportunity is that it disconnects you from purpose. Here's one thing I have learned with God. God will always bring opportunities your way that aligns with your purpose and destiny. God will always bring opportunities your way that aligns with your purpose and destiny. So ignoring these opportunities can create a sense of aimlessness. It can make you feel disconnected from the life that you were meant to live. So my challenge for you is do a life audit after this session. Look at these 4 moments in your life. Make some changes. And let these things that you have learned today be imprinted in your heart so that as you begin to live this life, when these moments begins to arise, you will take advantage of them. And I can tell you, if you execute what I've shown you today consistently for the next 12 months, 24 months, you will literally have the best life ever in what you have been called to do. Many of these insights that I've shared with you came from Proverbs chapter 10, verse 5. All of this I'm sharing with you came from Proverbs chapter 10, verse 5. Some of my best strategies and everything that I teach literally, I get the Lord reveals them to me and teach them to me from the scriptures. All right, so far this teaching session is literally done, and of course, as our tradition, we're going to pray. I mean, we're a community of kingdom entrepreneurs and professionals. We're going to pray, and then we are good to go.